Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to Karaoke Moments today. And we will be discussing about the strengths of a woman and the strengths of a man. Meaning, every man, every woman has their strengths and has their weaknesses. And this has crossed my mind when people get to think about which is the best characteristic that someone would like to get involved and to think about when they're falling in love. And when I'm thinking about it, there's this question of who is the best quality or the best characteristic or the weakest one. Personally, when I look at it, every person who is intending to get into a relationship must have their a must do. I think that is the baseline of what will help someone to be able to determine what they want to choose as a must do, because different people will have different liking, and that is why in this video today we'll be discussing about the different strengths and weaknesses that are involved in a man or in a woman, so that when people are choosing on who to fall in love with, it's up to them. It's a very personal decision. I don't think there's any baseline to say who is the best weakness or who is the best strength. And when I look at it, I would like first to look at it when you hear someone saying, oh, they want a loving man. How I looked at it and how I've planned for it is to say, what if someone is loving as a strength and their weakness is to cheat or to lie, be it a man, be it a woman? How is that? How is that to you at a personal level? Some people don't mind. Some people maybe would say they don't mind to fall in love with a man, even or a woman, even if they cheat them or they are liars, as long as they are loving, as long as they are there for them. So when I look at it today, the weakness of such a person is to cheat and to lie. Their strength is to love. So will you be the kind who you don't mind a man or a woman to cheat on you as long as they are loving? And loving, actually, it is a word that is very hard to define. Even when you look in dictionary, it just says it is a feeling, an affection is to cherish. And even for the Christians in the Bible, it says love is. It will say love is kind, love is patient, love is not storing or keeping records of the wrongs. When you look at it, we don't have one word. So it's more of an affectionate feeling. And that is why we are saying when we look at this, it's every person to determine themselves what they can be able to take in, what they are willing to bend their rules a little bit, and what is a must to them. As I've said, that was the point of someone is loving, be it a man or a woman, but maybe is struggling to say the truth, is a cheat or a liar. Point number two, someone is loving but has anger issues. So this being our number two, you need to ask yourself, this person is loving, but are you going to cope with the anger in them? Like, for example, you might even go out with this person or meet your friends and they're shouting at your friends. They are even shouting at the waiter when you go out. They are shouting maybe at even their own friends. They are struggling. They're very irritable. You know those people who are irritable, they just pick a glass, they can even bang it on the wall or a cup and push it and spill tea on the table. So those are the things I'm saying. This person is loving but has anger issues. Are you willing to cope with it? And if you cope with it, for how long? Are you seeing yourself coping it when you get into marriage forever and ever? Because marriage is ideally meant to be until death do you part. So what if you're married for that years? Are you going to cope? Ask yourself, are you able to cope with such an angry woman or an angry man who will be embarrassing you, pushing tables, pushing cups, breaking everything when they're angry, in spite of them being maybe they are loving? I remember there was a time in the social media circles, I saw some quote. I always remember about it when some ladies were discussing and they were saying that they would rather cry in a Mercedes Benz, and as long as their wallet is full. So it means they don't mind having this rich kind of a person as long as they are doing all the other things that are making them cry. But at a personal level, you need to ask yourself, are you emotionally able to sustain that? Are you okay as per your values and virtues? Are you okay to be treated badly as long as this man or this woman is loving? Point number three, this person is loving, but they are very dirty and unkept. I know it might sound not a very big point, but to someone who likes tidiness, this might be a very big point, because if this person is loving and is untidy and unkempt, what it means to the woman or the man who is coming into the life of such a person, are you ready to be picking behind them? You know, like a toddler. When they put their socks in between the sitting room, they push their clothes everywhere. They don't even wash their utensils. Even when they take tea, they will just push it on the sink. Or even sometimes it goes all the way to even when they change pampers, if it's a woman or a man, when they do even the hygiene issues, they don't even maybe flush the toilet. All those untidy and unkempt. If they are loving, are you willing to take them for being unkempt and being there to clean their messes? Remember, what you're saying is everybody to test themselves, because to some people this is a very big point, like they can't, and to some people they cannot. I remember I had a friend who, and he's a man who used to always like white shirts, white things. And I remember when we would talk, yeah, we were young, when we would talk, he'd say the girlfriend of the wife to be must be able to take care of his white clothes, white garments, because everything, the days of tablecloths, on the chairs, on the tables, white, everything white, spotless, even utensils, everything in the kitchen. So when you look at it, that person, such a kind, they are loving, but they need someone who is very tidy, because chances of them differing because of the untidiness could be high. If you don't mind, then are you willing to be cleaning up? Because I know love has a way of compounding and making someone feel like they are saying, oh, I can be able to do that. But we need to ask ourselves, until when? If you have the stamina to do some of those things until eternity, until death takes one of you apart, then it means you can go forward and do it. But if you can't, consider other things as well. Because also remember, you're not looking at only one thing, you're looking at many other things. Point number 4 that is crossing my mind, and the one I'm thinking about, is when you have someone who is loving, but they have a different faith. Let's say, for example, you could be a Christian and you're dating someone who is a non-Christian, or you're a Muslim and you're dating someone who is a non-Muslim. When you look at faith, is it an important aspect of you at a person? Yeah. Do you want to date someone who, when it comes on Friday, you can't go to the mosque together? They will tell you, I don't believe in any God, or they will tell you, I'm going to church on Sunday. And vis-a-vis the opposite. You're a Christian, you date someone who goes to mosque on a Friday, and on Sunday, it's not their day of worship. They're not even worshiping the way you believe in. Or maybe you're a Hindu, or you could be maybe just people who don't believe in any God. I'm trying to imagine everybody. It is very important to have a must do and must believe in the principles that you have. At a personal level, I'm a practicing Christian, and I knew if I was to date and get married, I had to get someone who has the same value as me, because to me it was an important decision to make. And it could have been other things. The person could have been loving, could have been rich, could have been anything else, but without the faith that I pronounce, and they have a different one, I could have struggled. So some people will not consider this as an important one. So if you're a Christian and you're getting married to a non-Christian, you need to focus and look beyond the wedding day and ask yourself, because marriage is beyond the wedding day, ask yourself, how will you be carrying yourself when you get children? Where will these children go to worship? Will they just stay at home with the father or the mother who is not a Christian? Or will they go to church with the father or the mother who is a Christian? You see, there could be a struggle there. Consider someone who is loving and does not belong to your faith. Do you want to get into a relationship and get married to them, or you would rather not? That's up to each person to make their own decision. Number 5, someone who is also loving, but they're broke. They don't have money. They don't have a lot of wealth. And this comes quite across when people are getting married and they're looking at the financial aspects of the two, or they're even dating and they're looking at it. Maybe this is a very loving man, but he cannot even be able to take you out as a lady, even maybe for the basic, just weekend outing. Or maybe they are not even able to buy you any gift, including occasions like your birthday. Maybe they are not even able to visit or to see you very often because they're a man and they do not have money, and vice versa as well. You could be a man who is dating a lady who is not well off, a lady who maybe also people could be having money, but due to the responsibilities maybe they have in life, they are taking care of their maybe elderly parents, or paying school fees for their siblings, especially where we come from, different cultures. Some cultures are very indented to their family. They are very committed to their family. Even if one person is doing well, they want to move with their siblings and their family members. So Such a person, you need to ask yourself, am I willing to get married to this man who has no good money, like enough money, according to you, because every person is different? Or even a man, you ask yourself, are you willing to date this girl who is seen not to be having money as per your expectation? Do you want just a loving person and the other things you can work out? Maybe you can work out on how to have the finances, or would you rather have a woman who is all well off with money and then you start off from there? So that's what I'm saying. It's a very personal decision. There's no right or wrong when it comes to people's weaknesses and people's strengths. Every person, I believe, should be able to look at themselves and say where in particular they cannot bend the curve of their life, where in particular it is a no, and where is in particular is like, okay, we can work on it. This person is loving, but it's okay. We can see how to work out on their untidiness and unkemptness, or maybe they're okay, they're good. This person, it's only that they don't know how to manage their money. That's why they're broke. You believe you can be able to guide them. Do they even have a listening ear? There are many things that we need to consider. And that's why today we were discussing about the importance of everybody at a personal level to consider. When you want to date a man, do not say what other people are doing. It's a very personalized journey. Every man, every woman has their strengths and their weaknesses. Choose for yourself. We want to thank you for having been here with us, and I want to welcome you to like our videos, spread the word, share with your friends and family and your fraternity. Until we get to meet again in karaoke moments, we thank you and God bless.